I've been waiting for what's promised to me.
I've been looking
for what I decree.
I can't
believe it's finally happened to
it's
me.
my season.
It's my season.
Come on. Oh,
It's my season.
can I get a witness?
It's my season.
Everybody say, it's my time.
It's my time.
I
shall have what I say today. I know it's mine. Just believe you'll receive your decree in your due time.
Help me say it. I shall have what I
I
say.
shall have what I say today. I know it's mine.
Just
Just believe you'll receive your decree in your due time.
Come on, everybody. It's my season.
It's my season.
Oh,
It's my season.
can I get a witness?
It's my season.
Everybody say, it's my time.
It's my time.
Come on, put your hands on it. Here we go. Come on, clap, clap. Come on, Delaware, get on up in here. Come on, here we go. Come on. It's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Can I get a witness if we say it's mine?
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Everybody help me say it's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Come on, Pablo. Clap your hands, everybody. Hey. Come on, clap, clap. Clap your hands. Wow. Come on. Clap your hands. Now. Come on, clap. Here we go. Come on, say. It's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
So the devil is mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
Oh, it's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
So the devil is mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
Oh, it's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
Say it's mine.
It's mine.
It's my season.
It's my season.
It's mine. We gotta go. It's my season.
It's my season.
Ah.
It's my season.
Can I get a witness?
It's my season.
Right here, come on. It's my time.
It's my time.
Make some noise in here.
Gospel 88.7 WEHA. It's more than music. It's ministry.
Port Republic, Atlantic City, and now on FM translator 100.3 W262CF, Atlantic City, Pleasantville. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily those of WEHA, Gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM. We Have Gospel, Spread the Gospel Inc., or any of its sponsors. WEHA is a listener-supported radio station. To make a donation, call 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234, or log on to our website, wehavegospel.com.
We have gospel. If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lake Parish, right here on your two-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This Lord have mercy. Well, this broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks family businesses who've been serving our community for over 30 years and serving their customers. And one of those are Beacon Hall, and I don't have my sheet in front of me. Somebody moved it, but that's okay. It's a 5,000 square feet facility that seats 200, and you can have all of your affairs there. All of your banquet needs can be met there. And I have to give you all that information because y'all know I know that I should know it by heart, but I don't know it by heart right now. But all of your banquet needs and everything can be met at Beacon Hall, and it's turning moments into memories. All right, turning moments into memories. All right, I'm a little discombobulated, but I'm going to get it together real quick. We're live in the studio today, and listen, I want you to tell someone to tune in to us on today. We got a lot going on here in our area. First, I want to talk about the celebration of life of Pastor Gwen, and we're praying for her family and the Crossroad Church family. Her services will be today starting at noon at Crossroads Fellowship. Visitation and funeral services are open to all who wish to pay their respects, celebrate her life, and stand together in gratitude for her years of faithful service. All right. So that's going to start at noon. Okay. I wanted to make sure that I had all of this correctly. It's going to be held today. Okay, the services are going to start at 2, but the visitation is at 12, and is at the Crossroads Fellowship, 101 North 1st Street in Pleasantville, New Jersey. And her interment will be at the Atlantic County Veterans Cemetery, 109 State Route 50 in Estelle Manor. And anyone who knew Pastor Gwen, she was a phenomenal woman. She went all over the country doing seminars, and she was a great teacher, a great person, and certainly we want to go and pay our respects to Pastor Gwen on today. All right, and her family. Pray, because they just lost Pastor Matt a couple of months ago, and I was there at that celebration of life service for Pastor Matt, and just 3 months later now, Pastor Gwen has went home to be with the Lord, and we want to just pray for her. She done a lot of good. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. She was faithful over a few things, and God has made her ruler over many. Enter now into the joy of the Lord. I just had to say something about Pastor Gwen on today. Okay, some things that are coming up. On April the 12th, the Township of Hamilton, the Township Senior Citizen Advisory Committee will be hosting a community expo presented by the Senior Citizen Advisory of Hamilton Township, and it's going to be at the William Davies Middle School, and that's in Hamilton Township, and it's going to be from 10 to 2 o'clock p.m. And they've been doing this for a long time. It's about 7 years, and it's really, really nice. You know, once when I was younger, I thought 60 was old, you know, but then once I crossed over, then now it's not old at all. All right, so for more information, you can call 609-457-7899. Also on that day, Bubbles for Autism. That's going to, not on that day, on April the 23rd at 12 p.m. And it's going to be held at the Atlantic City Campus, Atlantic Cape Community College, 1535 Baccarat Boulevard. Come out and spread awareness with us. All right, and they do a great job with the autism. So you want to go there. There's a lot of information because sometimes people are just looking for information and they don't have that information. All right, I got a text here, so I got to look at that so I can make that announcement. Hold on. Okay, yes. First Lady Sylvia Jerkins and the women of Evangelical Full Gospel Fellowship Church presents Women of Power and Purpose Reunion Conference. Women in the Home and Ministry. And this is going to be April 30th to May the 4th. And then they're going to have a black and white ball. It's a ticketed event. It's the reunion. And if you've ever been to the black and white ball, I'm telling you, you will have a phenomenal time. All of the services will be held at the Evangelical Full Gospel Fellowship Church, 521 Dottie Road, in Pleasantville, New Jersey. And the black and white ball, I believe, is being held at the Carriage House. All right, so I'm already working on my outfit on that particular day. So you want to go out and support Mother Sylvia Jerkins and the Evangelical Full Gospel Fellowship Church. Also, we want you to keep in mind what else is coming up. Hamilton Sustainable Team in Atlantic County. They're going to have a recycling and a family fun day, shredding, e-waste, games, and more. And this is going to be held on Saturday, May the 3rd at the Oakcrest High School from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And they can get rid of recompose. They're going to do reuse, recyclable things. And it's really a great event. I go every year. I've been going for about 3 years. And I've learned so much. And they have vendors there with the natural honey and so on and so forth. And of course, I bought that. It's just a really nice event to go to. It's free to the public. It doesn't cost anything. And again, it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So mark your calendars. Mark your calendars for that event. I think I have all of the events down. And if not, I will come back during the break and I will give you what's going on. Oh, I do want to say this. Truth That Rocks, Books and Gifts. They have a 3-day clearance sale, and we're praying for my friend that owns it. He's had some health challenges there. He wants to sell it and get rid of it. But I did go over there the other day, and they have 80% off on all new yellow books. They have 40% off on apparel, 20% off on Bibles, and so on and so forth. And if you want to get your stuff at a discounted rate, now is the time to go to Truth That Rocks. And Truth That Rocks is in Northfield, okay, on Tilton Road, 627 Tilton Road in Northfield, New Jersey. All right? All right. I told him that I was going to say something about that. And I wanted to make sure that I did say something about that. Because this is a gospel radio station, even though my show is not a gospel show. But anything in the religious community, I also try to make sure that everybody is fully aware of things that are going on in the community. All right, we are live in the studio today. I'm working these boards. Okay. Yes, we're live. Excuse me. We are live in the studio today. Let me drink this tea. That's why y'all love me, because I'm just honest and real, right? And we're ending Women's History Month. And we're ending it with two women who are running for the assembly. kudos to all of the women that are out there who are doing a phenomenal job, whether you're a homemaker, whether you're a professional woman, whatever you're doing, it's appreciated. And we celebrate you on today. We celebrate you on today. So we have two women who are running for Assembly, LD2, all right, which is Legislative District 2. So you're going to hear me saying LD2 a lot, all right. And that's in the person of Maureen Rowan and Joanne Familaro. I hope I said it right.
You certainly did.
And they're running for Assembly. I've known Joanne for, I don't know how long.
Long time.
A long time. I knew her when she owned Deli de Jour. And I used to go over there and I gained some weight eating those sandwiches. And they were very, very delicious. A small business owner. She's also on city council in the city of Pleasantville.
Yes, I am.
And so we are so grateful to have you here with us on today. I'm putting all of my stuff together, which I'm supposed to already have together, right? And then I met Maureen Rowan. And I had so much fun talking to her. I'm not going to tell all about her, but she is a retired attorney. And she's a very professional woman. She's a likable person. All right. I just sat with her. I laughed. I felt personable, with her at the convention. And that's where we officially met. And we sat and we talked. And we were all together yesterday when we went to the Meadowview. We went to Meadowview, and I was there, and they were there, and we spent some time together on yesterday, and I really, really got to know them even a little more. So I'm excited that they're here with us today, all right, running for the General Assembly. And for those who don't know, if you're not registered, you have up until May the 20th to register to vote. If you want to change your party, you have up until April the 16th. Now, I'm not telling you what to do and how to do it. I'm just giving you details. So you'll know exactly what you need to do. So you have to do it by April the 16th, because in the primary, you can only vote by party. But in the general election, you can vote any way you want, okay? And the general election is November the 4th. So we just wanted to make sure that our listening audience was really aware of this. So starting out, I gave you a little intro on these two wonderful women, but just in case you don't know them, we're going to start out with Joanne Familaro, Councilwoman Joanne Familaro, and say something about yourself.
I am on City Council in the City of Pleasantville. I'm in my second term. I spent 6 years on the Pleasantville School Board, which was a wonderful experience. I love that. I'm a small business owner. I've lived in Pleasantville for 25 years, and I worked in the casino for many years. I have a strong business background, and I would like to use that business background and common sense to common problems in order to fix some problems that we have in the area. They're not difficult problems to fix, but they're fixable. So I think that we can tackle those things. And I enjoy being on City Council. It's a very, it's given me a background on how the process, how government works. It was kind of a shock, especially like coming from the Board of Education onto City Council. So it's been a learning experience. I was also on the planning board for a number of years in the city of Pleasantville. I would like to convey my condolences to the family of Pastor Gwen and to her son, Pastor Matt. They've done wonderful things in the city of Pleasantville. We'll always be indebted to them, and we hope that their good work and their life's work can continue on.
All right, thank you. Maureen Rowan.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here, and thank you for that kind introduction. I am a retired lawyer. My practice was primarily in Philadelphia, and I was a trial lawyer. In addition to actually practicing law, I also ran my own law firm with a partner. So I am also a small business owner, and I was responsible for all aspects of running the business. And when I was approached about running, I've never been in political office before or run for anything. And when I was approached about it, I hesitated initially, thinking maybe I'm not the right person. But then upon reflection, I thought the skill set that I have, my business expertise, I'm an excellent advocator, communicator, the ability to compromise, see both sides of an issue. I thought that skill set would allow me to be a very effective representative for the people of Atlantic County, and that's why I decided to run.
Well, thank you for both wanting to run for LD2. It's a lot of work when you are out here doing any type of thing, especially running. It says a lot about the individual who wants to run. So I want to know, Joanne, why do you think that you would be the best candidate for this position?
Well, I know what it takes to run. It's really, everybody in your family, everybody's got to get behind you because it's not just one individual running. It's everybody. And you give up a lot of your time, a lot of your life, and I'm willing to do that. I think I would be good at it because I look at things that are easily solvable and try to figure out how to get things done and not to make a big issue out of something. Just go ahead, get it done, and be done with it and move on to the next one. And I think all of my, skill set from being on city council and, reading things and asking questions all give me that background to be a good legislator and a assembly person from LD2.
All right. Maureen Rowan, why do you feel that you would be the best candidate?
Well, as I indicated when I was introducing myself, I think my ability to advocate for issues, to recognize what is important to people and then advocate for them is a skill that I'll be able to use to get effective legislation passed. I'm also, even though I'm retired, I'm also still involved in the legal community, and I conduct settlement conferences and mediations. So I think that is what is missing in this process. If people could just get together and basically we could mediate a dispute and come to a solution. And I think that's a skill that I also bring to the table that will be very useful as a legislator in Atlantic County.
All right. I'm going to start this question with you so it doesn't seem like I'm going to Joanne.
Thank you.
All the time. Do you believe that the way in which the state legislature operates overall is in need of reform to make it more open, transparent, accountable, and efficient?
Well, I think from what I know of the legislature right now, obviously I have never been there and observed what they do, but from what I've read, what I've studied, it seems to be fairly efficient at this time. It is in both the Assembly and the Senate are in Democratic control at this time, and it's very important to keep them in Democratic control. So at this point, I think they're fairly effective.
All right. Joanne, yes, Familaro, Councilwoman Familaro, I'm sorry. Do you believe that the way in which the state legislature operates overall is in need of reform to make it more open, transparent, accountable, and efficient?
I think that it's up to the individual assembly person. I think that we don't have town hall meetings in Atlantic County from our representatives. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what bills are on the table, what they have passed, and how it affects everybody. I think that if Maureen and I, when we are elected, that we will bring back to Atlantic County those things that will appear to people and, that we are more open, that we are more transparent, because I feel that you can't have enough of those kind of things. People want to know what's going on. They want to know what their elected officials are doing. And we owe that to the people that elected us. Even if you didn't elect us, we still owe that to the people of Atlantic County to come back and speak about what's going on.
Absolutely. Maureen Rowan, do you support abolishment of the bipartisan structure of the Board of Elections and the creation of a more independent entity in its place?
That's a difficult question. I think it depends what the definition of independent is. How would those people be defined? What is an independent? I think having bipartisan people on the Board of Elections is a good thing. But again, I would like to know what independent means before I can really answer that question.
Okay, thank you. All right, Joanne, Councilwoman Farmalaro, do you support the adoption of statewide election day voter registration legislation?
I most certainly do. I think the more people that we can engage in the process, the better off we are.
All right. You ladies are on your feet, and I really like that. All right. Do you support the establishment by statute of an independent citizen legislative district commission charged with drawing congressional and state legislative lines and adopting strict redistricting rules that would ensure every district is equal in population, continuous and compact, formed without regard for incumbency protection, mindful of the need to keep neighborhoods intact and drawn to undermine racial, linguistic, and ethnic representation? Councilwoman Farmalaro.
I do. I think that one of the biggest problems that we have in this country is gerrymandering, and that, it excludes people, and, certain areas are put together so it makes it much easier for somebody to run and to win, and it excludes a lot of people that needs the representation. And I just think it's very unfair, and I think that we should have strict laws that, are against that.
All right. Let's see here. I got another question here. Let me see here. I'm going to ask you this one. Do you support, all right, allowing bills placed on the calendar be brought to the floor within 60 days or before the end of session, and relaxing the restrictions on discharge motions so as to allow consideration of a greater number of bills by the full Senate?
Yes, because from what I've been reading, bills just languish. No action is taken, and some bills are very important to get dealt with quickly. So yes, I would support that.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Maureen Rowan. And I was supposed to say your name. All right. We're coming along good here. Councilwoman Farmalaro. Now I messed it up. All right. Do you support open floor legislation, votes for legislation in which the outcome is not predetermined by leadership?
Yes. That's the true meaning of democracy, is to put something out there. My whole thought process between being on the Board of Education and on City Council is, when you want something done, put it on the floor and have a vote on it. Whether it passes or not, you still need a vote on something, and put it out there and get it done.
All right, and I want to say that because a lot of times, I'm on Hamilton Township, and not that this is happening, but I was on the school board in Lang City, and a lot of times there's a meeting before the meeting.
Right.
And that's not really the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to study and and everybody's input is supposed to be
exactly,
put in the way it's supposed to be put in. All right, Maureen Morin, Do you support allowing minority members to co-sponsor legislation with majority members?
I would say yes. I think, although it's become almost impossible to work with the Republicans at this point, I think anything that would try to get closer to the goal of working in a bipartisan manner, in compromising, in finding solutions that both people are happy with, anything that goes forward to that goal is a good idea.
I think so, and I want to talk to you, Councilman Famularo, with that too. Would you be able to work in a bipartisan manner?
I can work with anybody that is working towards doing the right thing. And doing the right thing is easy. It's something that you learn when you're 3, 4, and 5 years old. And, even if you're in the minority and you put something forward, I think, that's how you get things done. You can't just, say, no, you're in the minority, we're not going to go for it. It has to be a collaborative effort with everybody involved.
I think that's very important because when you run for an office, and although you may be a part of a party, once you get elected, you're representing the people.
That's right.
Right.
And we have to do what is in the best interest of the residents that we serve. So I think that that's a very, very important question. Let's see here. I've got another question. Maureen Rowan. I got my eyeglasses on. Before, I didn't. I had bifocals now.
I do too.
And when the doctor told me I needed them, I told him that he was mistaken.
They always are.
But he was absolutely right. Do you support televising the proceedings of the legislature in their entirety?
Yes. Although I think sometimes, the only downside I can think is sometimes the legislators maybe have a flair for the dramatic and we get lost in what's really being discussed. That would be my only concern. But I think anything making the legislative process, the government, if people can see it in a more transparent fashion, that's a good thing.
Okay. All right. Councilwoman Famularo, do you support providing opportunities for the public to provide testimony at committee meetings and hearings?
I do. I think it's very important that people are engaged at every step of the process. So many times we leave out the public, the people that put us in those positions, that we just assume that we know more than they do until it comes to the point where we vote on something. And then we allow participation. I am a firm believer in transparency, and the more information that we have, the better informed our public is. So I believe that every step of the way they need to be involved.
I agree. I guess that's catch-22 for me. Now I believe that the public should be involved in the public portion, but I'm not too sure about the committee part. When we're, researching, trying to get the information, and, I don't know if they should be a part of that.
I think sometimes that people look at that part of the process and think that that's where all those nefarious backdoor deals come in. And, it's very hard to convince people that, no, that didn't happen when they're not part of that process.
Yeah, but people's minds are made up. You can't really change it.
Yeah, but I just think the more transparency, the better.
I don't know if I want them in a committee meeting. Now,
I agree.
I don't mind them being in the public part, but I don't know about the committee meeting. I don't know about that. All right. Well, we're getting ready for a break, and we're talking to Councilwoman Joanne Famularo and Maureen Rowan. And this is Women's History Month, and both of these women are running for the General Assembly in LD2. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm George C.
Hi, I'm Professor J.
You know why I like listening to the gospel on the radio? It's
Now,
easy.
the
You
reason
turn it
why I
on,
had to
turn
do
up the
this because
volume,
y'all didn't
and
give me no
you have
questions.
gospel.
Listening in the car
I
is
didn't get
cool,
them.
I guess, but I'm more into listening from my computer. I just type in
sent
the
them to
website
Mary?
and I have gospel.
So whether you listen to gospel on the radio, on 88.7 FM, WEHA,
Or on your
Let me see the
computer on
questions that you
www.wehavegospel.com.
we have gospel.
Sir, I didn't have it
So
because
check out our
normally
new
I go
website,
straight from.
wehavegospel.com.
All right, everybody in the car, let's go.
What are we gonna do first when we get there, Mom?
All right,
Go
well,
for
yeah.
a hike?
Sure, if you want.
What
Yeah.
about canoeing? Can we go canoeing too?
I don't see why.
What about a bike ride?
And see, they
No,
have
I wanna
questions on
fish.
the.
Oh, I've never been fishing.
I
Honey,
just looked that up
we
just
can
now.
do it all.
How
Yeah,
long
I
does
didn't-
it take to get to the forest?
Yeah,
Is it gonna be long?
No,
yeah, they have a
Sometimes it
state
takes
legislative
forever.
candidate
it's
questionnaire,
not that far.
and so I googled it while
Are we
y'all were
there
here
yet?
because I was like, I don't
Yep,
know that.
we're here.
Already? No way.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
think she told me that, but she didn't
It's a
forgot
short
to send
drive
it to
from
me.
your neighborhood
And then
to
I
your
go, and
neighborhood.
let me make sure that she.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood
Hi,
park or
Mary.
green space near you. Also, find fun activities to do like boating and biking or camping and hiking, plus much more. It's all right in your neighborhood. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
Do you have an event coming up and need a facility? Well, let me tell you about Atlantic County's newest banquet facility, Beacon Hall, located in the heart of Egg Harbor City, right off the White Horse Pike. Beacon Hall is a full-service banquet facility that is 5,000 square feet with an attached parking lot. Book your conferences, book signings, birthday parties, bridal showers, baby showers, weddings, repasts. No event is too big or too small. You can book your next event by calling us at 609-965-4255 or email us at bookbeaconhall@gmail.com. That's BOOKBEACONHALL @gmail.com. Beacon Hall, where we turn moments into cherished memories.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association.
Tune into In the Community with Thelma Witherspoon, Saturdays 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Gospel 88.7 FM. If you just tune in, you listen to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish right here on your two-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This broadcast is brought to you by the Hawks family businesses who've been serving the community and their customers for over 35 years. And I want to thank them for their sponsorship on the show. And what we normally do, as we do every week, we give a shout out to those who are listening to us on today. We want to thank Carolyn Barksdale for tuning in. Good morning, Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and Lady Parrish, WEHA, and to your guests and listeners, Annette Houston, my cousin all the way from Statesville, North Carolina. Thank you for tuning in on today. Babs Dawn, good morning. Commissioner Stephanie Dixon, good morning. Rhonda Williams, good morning. So we want to thank everyone who has tuned into our show today, and we're here with the LD2, Legislative District 2 candidates that are running for Assembly, Maureen Rowan and Councilwoman Joanne Familaro. All right, so we're glad again that you're here with us, and we want to, continue our conversation, on today. So I want to ask you, what do you feel, Maureen Rowan, what are some of the issues that you feel are important in this campaign?
Well, I think the most important issue, and I think we learned this from the presidential campaign, is the economy and the providing economic security and opportunity to the people of Atlantic County. I believe that's a very important issue. In addition to the issues of affordable health care, protecting a woman's right to choose. So those are some of the primary things that I believe that we should focus on. But first and foremost, it's the economy, because people are hurting right now, and it seems to be getting worse, not better. So that is, I think, should be the primary focus.
All right, Councilwoman Famularo, what do you feel some of the issues are?
Maureen's absolutely right. The economy. It's the economy, stupid. It's, that old saying. Electric bills, utility bills are hurting everybody. It doesn't matter how much money you bring in. Nobody wants to pay high electric bills.
Right.
And those are something that we have to work towards, a solution to reduce the prices. I think one thing that we also have to work on is the pilot programs in Atlantic City and how we're going to move forward with them, what's equitable for the city of Atlantic City and what's equitable for the Atlantic County, so that everybody gets a fair shake and nobody is paying more than anybody else.
You know what? I have and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I just have to say it. I didn't have an issue with the pilots program in its beginning. All right, and especially during the COVID times and all of that. But every time I look at the press that we only get a couple of days a week, and I see that there are so much money that's been made in the casinos, I'm like, why do we still need a pilot program for them? Some people be on the pilots forever. I mean, I'm not talking against them. I'm just saying, how long are you going to be on the pilot? Originally it was necessary,
right?
But now that they are coming in every month, they post their winnings and how much they have earned. So it doesn't look like they're struggling at all to me.
And my question is, if there's a new casino that comes into Atlantic City, are they automatically on a pilot program?
Every business.
Do we extend that to them? They weren't here when, there were bad times and we had to establish a pilot program. I just kind of think that maybe there's a more efficient way to do it, like a flat property tax, and say your property is worth, just say it's worth $1 million, the land. And whatever you do, if you want to build, if you want to expand, because when was the last time any casino has expanded their business? There's no more hotel rooms being built. There's no more restaurants being built. There's configurations going on inside, but nothing being built on the outside. So I think that if we give them a flat tax and let them build whatever they want to do, the money will flow in. I mean, I've been looking up, Las Vegas has like the fourth, it's not the highest tax bill of anybody, it's the fourth tax bill, because they understand that if they keep their taxes low, that they will, it's an incentive to bring in more people. And more people coming in means more revenue for the casinos and more taxes that the state of Nevada gets. So I just think that it's a win-win. I'm not a big fan of pilot programs.
Yeah, I'm not against a pilot program, but I'm just saying, how long?
Yeah.
How long? Because this is not just Atlantic City. I'm talking about county-wide.
Right.
Businesses want to come because of the pilot program.
We have that.
Yeah, so they want to come to your municipality and to get a pilot program. So they get the first 5 years. Now there's an extension. Now it's another. How long? Should a person? I want you to, Maureen, jump in on that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm glad you did.
I think that one of the biggest issues or problems with the pilot program right now is that during COVID, they passed an amendment that the online gambling is not included in the revenue calculations. And now there's more and more online
true.
gambling.
That's true.
So if
That's true.
maybe with that fix, you put that money back into the revenue calculations, then that might become feasible again. But right now, and I agree with you, every day you see these. Hard Rock, to their credit, gave their employees they distributed $10 million to their employees, and they're making multiple millions of dollars. And I know the casinos are a great employer, and they're a driver of the economy in Atlantic County. But I think the pilot program has to be revisited, and maybe start with putting that revenue from the online gambling back into the revenue calculations.
I think that's
including
a good
in
point.
revenue.
And the governor did raise the tax rate for the gambling online and the sports betting online. I think they were, at some point, they were either at 12% taxable rate and 15%, and now they're going up to, I think, 25%. On both of those.
Well, that's his proposal.
That's his
it
proposal,
hasn't passed
whether
yet.
or not it's going to go through.
Yeah.
But I think that, I mean, there needs to be a finite amount of time for these pilot programs. I know in the city of Pleasantville, we've done pilot programs, and we do have a finite amount of time. One person came in and requested a 20-year pilot program, and we did it. Somebody else came in and requested a 5-year abatement, and we did it. So, you know, it's up to the legislators to, you know, figure out a timeline. And then, you know, you can't have something that goes on for 10 years or 15 years, and when that comes up, you still don't have an answer for it, how to fix the problem. You just let it linger all that time.
Yeah.
So it's got to be fixed.
I really, and I do agree that it needs to be fixed, and also do agree that the online betting money was not inclusive of the pilot program.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
They are.
It's not like the average person.
Last year, the Atlantic City casinos made $5.7 billion. And then when you add sports betting, it was another, then it goes up to $6.3 billion.
All right. Okay. So that's a lot,
of money.
That's a lot of money. All right. So I think we need to come up with if it's going to be a pilot program, we got to come up with one, not one that goes on forever.
Right.
At some point, you got to phase out.
There's got to be a date certain of when it's going to phase out.
It's like your child living at home. At some point, when are they going to move out?
And we want to make everything equitable, because the gaming industry is a large factor in Atlantic County. They spend $654 million a year in goods and services that is bought within Atlantic County.
Right.
I mean, that's huge. That's a huge economic driver for us here. So I just think that there's a way that it can be done that works it out, and somebody is always going to feel that they got, you know, not the good end of the deal, but just so that we have it fixed and it's not an ongoing problem.
Right.
And that's, you know, how we have to fix it.
It shouldn't be forever.
No.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right, if we got to do it for a little bit or do something, okay, I'm all right with that. But at some point, as I already said, it must come to an end.
Yeah.
All right, we want to talk about, so we talked about the pilot program, and we want to talk about the educational system. You know, although that's a separate entity, you know, but there's a lot going on with the education right now, and I want your thoughts on it, Maureen.
Well, the education system, I think, first of all, people in this country are not educated equally. You know, some districts receive more money than others. That has to change. But it also concerns me the way the government is trying to control what is taught in schools. They want to probably do away with Women's History Month or Black History Month or slavery or the Holocaust. And I think attempts have to be made to stop this. they're trying to control, they're trying to wipe away American history, primarily dealing with women and minorities. And I find that unacceptable. So in addition to making sure the funding is equalized so that all students, regardless of what their zip code is, receive a excellent education, that should be the priority. And then we also have to look at these attempts to erase American history.
All right, I want to ask you the same question, Councilwoman.
Well, in the state of New Jersey, we're number 4.
Right, that's
for
true.
education.
Yes.
So we're doing something right. But even the school districts, I mean, that get all the funding that they need sometimes are not doing the job of educating children. And I think that has to be our first priority. It scares me to think that we're getting rid of the Department of Education at a time when, you know, people aren't going out and farming anymore. People need jobs that require a good education.
They are farming. It's not us.
Yeah, not us. But here in New Jersey, I mean, we need to educate kids
Right.
that can be prepared for, you know, to go out into the 21st century. And with getting rid of the Department of Education, it's kind of concerning. I think that the Department of Education in the state of New Jersey, I think they need to be more forceful in what they do and how they handle these different municipalities. I think we have 530 some school districts in the state of New Jersey, which is an awful lot. Perhaps you could reduce some of them, and, you know, that would help with property taxes, because a large part of your property taxes in every municipality, you know, 50-60% goes to the school district.
So true.
So, you know, that's one thing that you could do. I'm not a big fan of, like, just having one high school, regional high school. I think that it's important for communities to have their, you know, individual, you know.
Now it did work out for Greater Egg.
It did. It
You
did.
know, so I think it depends on the
And Greater
municipality.
Egg has, in Atlantic County, they have the most diverse school district of anyone. Like, of every race, every demographic, they have represented in their school district. So it does work when you put things together. It's, you know, we just, everybody likes to have their own chauvinistic, this is my school district and this is how it's been, and, you know, maybe that's not the best thing.
Now it does work in Greater Egg, but Atlantic City also has very diverse,
Huge.
huge. And I know when I was on president of the school board, and that's like over 20 years ago, they had 38 different languages.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ethnicities, you know, in the school, and that's a lot.
And if that was 20 years ago, I would imagine that it's kind of expanded somewhat now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's, education is important. You ladies are new to the legislative race. So how do you expect, or how do you intend to reach the people, the masses, to let them know? We have over 276,000 people, close to 300,000 people in Atlantic County, and we can't knock on all those doors.
We can't?
No, it's impossible. I don't care what nobody says. Now, we should knock. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking, because I knock also. But you just can't knock on all of those doors. So how do you intend to campaign?
Well, and Dr. Witherspoon, some of what I'm just going to say comes from your suggestions. So I'm going to give you credit for them.
Oh, thank you.
One of them is social media, as you indicated. So getting on social media, but getting out into the community, going to churches, going to community events, so that you can talk to people and listen to what they think is important. I mean,
Right.
we're telling you what we think is important, but it's vital to listen to the people in the community and see what their needs and interests are. But I think it is impossible to knock on every door. I mean, this county is huge,
Right.
and some are the homes are so far apart or they're in the woods. So knocking door to door is great. It's wonderful. Atlantic City, Pleasantville. But again, there's other options, going to churches, going to community events, coming on things like this, getting our name out there. But I think, again, the most important thing, at the risk of repeating myself, is listening to the people and seeing what their needs are and what their interests are and what is important to them.
All right. Thank you. Councilwoman from Malaro.
I absolutely agree. I think that like small meet and greets to talk to people, to actually find out, we might have a preconceived idea of what's important to people. Until you really start to talk to the people to find out what their ideas are and what they would like to see happen, you don't know until you get out there and talk.
Right.
I think that the meet and greets and just like small town hall meetings. I mean, we went to one with Andy Kim not too long ago.
Right.
That's how you get, acknowledged. That's how you find out what people care about. There were people that talked about everything on every part of the spectrum and what was important to them, because everybody's issue is more important to them than anything else. And they want to know that they're being heard and that somebody is going to actually take action on that.
Right.
And do something. And yeah, this county is big. Knocking on doors, is easy to do in some areas and not so easy to do in other areas.
Yeah.
But we need to get out there. We need to get our name out there. We need people to see us and hear us. And once they see and hear us, I think they're going to like what they see and hear.
Absolutely. And both of you had agreed that, or stated that the economy was one thing that everybody is concerned about. I understand eggs went down a little bit.
Yes.
Everything's solved. Everything's solved.
But I just had made up in my mind, I just would need eggs for a while until they came down. But the economy is important, and when everybody runs, including me, we talk about fiscal responsibility and. But what does that really mean?
Right.
When things are very expensive, especially with the tariffs that we don't really have no control over, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We don't have no control over that because that's being done at the top. What do you tell people that are dealing with these type of issues?
Well, it's very difficult because so much of it is out of our control. As you said, the tariffs, which are essentially a national sales tax, they're just making things
more expensive.
And there a lot of data came out yesterday, economic data, and it was all bad. Consumer confidence is down. Their inflation is up. It's very difficult to communicate to people how you're going to solve the issue because some of it is out of our control. So I think some of the best approaches are trying to implement policies that help people, not hurt them. Right. So far, all that Trump has done is hurt people. I mean, the prices aren't down. He's slashing programs. He's slashing jobs. So as Democrats, I believe our policies are better and they're more in tune to the people's needs. Like meaning Trump, this just blows my mind. He stopped allowing food to be delivered to food banks.
Right.
How can you do that?
Right.
How can you do that? So just, again, anything within our control to re-implement those programs on a state level is what we have to do to help people because people are hurting and he's just making it worse.
Now, everybody doesn't feel like that he's doing anything wrong. That doesn't come for everybody, right? And I do want to say, because as you know, I do a food distribution, and I did call the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, and we're good. All right, so we have enough food for a long time that to be able to help, but it does, some of it has, I don't want to say hurt, but the $8 million worth of stuff, we've seen the difference in the halt of it, And I think people need to know that we care.
Yes.
Even if you can't solve it, we're going to do everything in our power. I personally wrote Senator Booker, Senator Kim, Congressman Van Drew. I got a letter back from Senator Booker. I got a letter back from Senator Kim, and I didn't get no other letters back.
In the mail.
Shocking. He's such a caring person.
Yeah, but I'm not saying he's not. I'm not here to bash. I'm just saying that we need to be on top of things.
Yeah,
and in my letter, what I wrote, I wanted them to protect Social Security, veterans, Medicare, Medicaid, those type of things that really help a lot of people. And I think I'm not against marching, because I've marched down through the years. I have marched. I'm worn out. But there's other things that we can do as well to make sure that we're making an impact. And so you have something you want to say?
One thing, we're happy that the price of eggs dropped from $6 to almost $5.
It was 18.
Yeah. Well, we're happy that they dropped. But should we be happy that they're at that price? I mean, I know that they're claiming that there was bird flu and things, but, gasoline's the same way. I think they just artificially have found a sweet spot that people are willing to pay for gas. If it's, $2.50, $2.75, people are ecstatic about that. If it goes up a little bit more, people won't, buy it as much. I just think that we have to stay on top of not letting people get complacent to these high prices, because things will never go down again. It'll never be normal. What we're living in is not normal. And, I don't think people realize how much of this stuff actually affects their day-to-day life, that what's going on.
I think it doesn't until it happens to you.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Margate. I understand that the post office is going to be shut down. It's closing. Yeah. So you all going to have to go to Ventnor. Now, I went to Atlantic City because I do have a post office box there, although I still live in Hamilton Township, and I really live there. You can come over there and find out. But when I went there, they had ran out of stamps.
Right.
So these things are really starting to affect where we don't really see it, maybe, until it comes into our neighborhood or into our where we live. Listen, we almost up. I can't believe the time is almost up. So, Joanne, I'm going to start with you. What would you like to leave with our listening audience?
I just hope that people out there that are listening to us, or we run into and meet and we're able to talk to, we are good, honest people, and we are trying to solve issues that need to be solved. And we're open, we're transparent, and that's what we need in government today. And we would just like people to listen to us. Even if you don't think that you might like us, you might pick up something that we say that you might like, and give us a chance and listen to us.
All right. Thank you very much, Councilwoman Maureen Rowan.
I think the most important thing is that we care. We care about people, how they're being affected, care about what they think is important, their needs and their interest. And again, as Joanne said, I think once you get to know us, you'll believe that and believe that we will be effective legislatures and always operate with the people's interest as a priority.
Because that's what it's all about.
Yes, it is.
This is a people's government. Yeah. All right?
For the people and by the people.
For the people and by the people.
Yes.
All right. We want to thank both of you for coming on our program today to let my listening audience know who Maureen Morin is and Councilwoman Joanne Familaro is. All right.
Thank you so very much.
All right.
Wonderful.
All right. Happy Women's Month to everyone. And this is the way we're going to end Women's Month on today with two women. Did you enjoy our program today? I know you did. Thanks for tuning in to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish, right here on your two-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. Keep those dials locked. Enjoy the nice 80-degree weather today, and we'll see you on next week.